Greetings, YouTube. In the past 24 hours or so, there have been a lot of confusion regarding the beta test reworks and how the finalized versions differ from the beta test of what we have seen. There's no confusion on why my cellular data network could not activate. Oh, I knew at some point upon recording that message would pop up. I could restart this message, but, why not have a laugh at my own expense when you're watching a video? Life's too short to not be able to laugh at yourself. So we're going to continue and go forward with the recording of this video. By the way, it's at 1 a.m. my time because I have a very busy day tomorrow and want to make sure that I'm able to put out this video. I'm also addicted to work, which is why I've put out 1,000 videos in the past 7 months. I wish that was an exaggeration. Okay, hey there. Which, when a company says, hey there, it sounds like we're dating. Like, are you taking me to prom, Kabam? Because it sounds like you're going to go pretty cheap or maybe even forget to pick me up. Hey there, we've seen some questions from players about what exactly changed between the beta and now, and we wanted to outline those below. Also, we'd like to point out that the stats for abilities and spotlights are for 4-star champions, so if it looks like his stats are lower than a 5-star in the beta, that would be why. My response is, well, then why don't you put out the 5-star stats as well? I mean, it's just such common sense. It's just not common at all. All right, Colossus, the old mechanic. At the start of the fight, Colossus gains 1 indefinite armor up buff for each X-Men champion on his team, including himself. The new mechanic. At the start of the fight, Colossus gains a number of indefinite armor up buffs equal to 2 plus the number of X-Men champions on his team, including himself. Okay, so you can see that is definitely an improvement. Part of the feedback we received about Colossus in the beta was that he was taking too long for players to be able to ramp up his damage. We made this change to allow him to begin the fight with more armor up buffs, which increases his overall critical damage and damage output. This will allow him to start at a higher point on the damage ramp than he would before. Okay, makes sense. Beta tuning for signature ability based on a 5-star Colossus has a 12 to 37% chance to convert an expiring armor up buff into a permanent one. You know how I feel if you've caught the last couple of videos I've put on my response to the finalized. I just don't like RNG in champs. Either have it be 100% chance or not. But it's just too much of a risk if you're depending on something that even has an 80% chance to happen. New tuning for signature ability based on a 5-star Colossus is an 18 to 45% chance to convert an expiring armor up buff into a permanent one. I would have at least made that a 50% chance. At least give us a coin flip. But, I'm not clearly a programmer in the game. He also received an increase to the chance that a signature ability will convert an expiring armor up buff into a permanent one. This will allow the player to ramp up more quickly if they have their signature ability. This will turn more of their temporary armor up buffs into indefinite ones and keep the player ramping up their power throughout the fight in a more reliable way. Additionally, during the beta, we had synergy bonuses for Omega Red and Emma Frost sitting on the beta variant of Colossus. This was to test the proposed changes to the existing synergy bonuses that those two champions already had access to. While we would have liked to keep their old tuning, it just became completely overpowered because Colossus has so many more armor up buffs during an average fight than he used to, and so we made the decision to lower their potency. In the update, these synergy bonuses will live on Omega Red and Emma Frost just like they did before, but with the new reduced tuning. So the old value, plus 20% attack rating per armor up buff for Colossus, now it's plus 15% power rate per armor up buff. Really big difference between attack rating and power rate, as you can imagine. And then lastly, the Embrace Synergy has a display error during the beta that showed it giving Colossus plus 2% attack rating per armor up buff. Instead, it's 1%, which is what it was designed to be and what it was actually operating on during the beta test. Man, I hate visual glitches. And then Old Man Logan, after the beta, in light of the fact that Old Man Logan's regeneration was made into a buff and is now also tied to his damage output and can be spent to gain fury buffs during his special attacks, we increased the amount of healing. It gives him from 9% to 10%. That's really not that big of a deal. It's a 1% difference, right? There was also a display error in the beta that was saying his regeneration occurred every 10 seconds instead of every 20 seconds. I really wished it was 10 seconds. It just makes him so much more reliable champion. 20 seconds, that's literally only 3 times in a minute or 9 times in a 3-minute fight if you're thinking about the timer in Alliance Quest and Alliance War. So, yeah, this is the post. I don't know. We'll see how everything goes out in next week's, or I guess technically it's this week's since today's Sunday, patch. I think these champions are better, especially Colossus overall. Don't get me wrong. But we waited like 3 months for this to go live in the game, so it's just a little disappointing that it's not what we thought it would be. And at the same time, when you have so many good champions in the mutant class like Omega Red, Havoc, Iceman, Archangel, Namor, etc., is Old Man Logan or Colossus going to be higher than them in terms of priority to rank up or awaken? I don't think so. But Lord knows I've been wrong before and will be wrong again. I don't know if you enjoyed this video, especially the cellular data error at the beginning, but, I tried. I like to give information to the community, especially in these random forum posts that you probably haven't caught yourself if you don't scour the forums, and most people with lives don't have time to do that or even scour the Line app for that reason, or maybe you prefer something like Discord or Reddit. Either way, it's just nice to get information out and report to the community, as that is how I see my channel being effective most of the time. Have a great day, YouTube. Thanks for watching. I'm glad this video wasn't 10 minutes long because ain't nobody got time to listen to these beta test revamps for 10 minutes. Heck, you may not even have time to listen to it for 6.5 minutes. Happy Sunday.